Hey, welcome in referral giant partners and prospective partners. I'm so excited to have you on this page and introduce you to one of our other companies. We call them a preferred partner, kind of the one that started it all, so to speak, about 10 years ago, MySMARTblog. And MySMARTblog has been a leader in the mortgage and real estate industry for the last 10 years. And it really kind of started, interestingly enough, off a referral giant, the concept of referral giant. But I wanted to welcome you in because I wanted to give you an overview because referral giant, if you haven't figured out yet, is to how to build your business almost exclusively through the usage of repeat and referral business. It has worked for me over the last 25 years. The founder and CEO of this company, Michael Erdman, when he was a mortgage broker, that was the foundation of his pretty significant operation in the Pacific Northwest. But the truth of the matter is, referrals have been, will always be, regardless of technology, regardless of anything else, the most powerful piece of business that you can build and cultivate. Now, for some, you don't realize the referral potential that you have right now. So one of the things that Referral Giant is going to do is it's going to teach you how to use the resources that you have in place to kind of farm and grow those referral partners and possibilities that you already have. What MySMARTblog is a sister company to Referral Giant in working with mortgage and real estate partners on how to build their brand through the power of referrals. So sit back, relax. It's going to take a couple minutes. Grab pen and paper, take some notes because we're going to introduce you to things that maybe you never really heard of before. But at the end of this, I want you to understand that there's a way to get better leads, deals that actually close, right? And more referrals in 10 days or less by using Referral Giant and the MySMARTblog system. Here's the best part with MySMARTblog. Without doing any of the work yourself, it's about the power of automation. So get ready to take some notes on that. And look, we're all in this business, and to give you a little background here, right? And whether we're doing work with Quicken Loans Mortgage Services, Wells Fargo, Leader One, Keller Williams. It doesn't necessarily matter to who it is. The one prevailing notion, whether it's a large shop, large company, or a one-person shop, we all want deals that close, right? If we're on the mortgage side of things, we want to be able to have quality conversations with quality people where the deal is going to end somewhere. And the same thing on the real estate side. It seems too often, though, that we spend a great deal of our time, that income producing activity time, in the course of our day, having conversations with people, partners, organizations that simply aren't going to move your business forward. But how do we kind of zero in on those deals that close? Well, the first thing that we have to do is we got to choose wisely. Look, depending upon where you are in the United States, North America for that matter, and potentially around the world, depending upon if you've been invited to this page, in 2020, kind of post-pandemic, and I use that term loosely, we're not entering a new normal, and that's a really bad phrase. We're entering a new business reality. And the customer journey has changed significantly, and we're going to show that to you. And your response to it is going to determine the type of success or struggle that you have moving forward. Now, the problem really is that as entrepreneurs in this industry, we are inundated consistently with that silver bullet, those magic beans, those things that are going to take away all the problems, all of the issues of running our shop or running our brokerage, when that just doesn't exist. So we have to begin to choose wisely here in 2020 as we come out of and begin to reopen. What is it that we're going to do to propel our business? And what it is that we're going to do really has to be centered around what it is that we're going to stop doing or prevent ourselves from getting sucked into. So there are 3 things I want you guys to jot down. If you're not doing these things, but you're evaluating them, stop evaluating them. Or if you haven't evaluated them and you're not doing them, you're going to be hit with them, and I want you to be prepared on how you're going to say no to them. And then if you're in that group that's doing them, you got to stop doing them. We've all done them, myself included. Every single person in this company, in some shape, form, or fashion, at Referral Giant and MySMARTblog, have been in the mortgage and real estate space. And so we've been on your side of the desk, and we've made those decisions, and we want people to, in essence, learn from our mistakes. But let's understand where we get our business. We say it all the time, referrals, referrals, repeat and referral. But how does that really kind of break down? Is that really the lion's share of most LO's business, as most real estate agents' business? And it really is. So when we pull up statistics of our own in combination with NAR, the National Association of Realtors, and the National Association of Mortgage Brokers, this is kind of the breakdown. Take a look at this first one, 42% personal referrals, right? The biggest slice of the pie, without question, is personal referrals. The second biggest slice of the pie is repeat business. Look, you and I both know, right? Let's just combine those 2 together. 60% of our business is repeat and referral business, almost 2/3. You begin to throw in professional referrals, our accountants, our financial planners, our attorneys, our whomever, right? Whether you're at Lions or Rotary or Toast, whatever it is, right? Or if we're networking with real estate agents as mortgage brokers and vice versa. New personal contacts. So look, you can account for about 78% of your business coming in through you, John Smith, not you XYZ team, not the power team, right? Not Fairview Mortgage, not Geneva Financial. It has nothing to do with the entities. It has everything to do with the individual person. You are the reason that people like and trust you and continue to give you repeat and referral business. That is a huge kudos to you. But here's the weird part. I want you to look at the gold slice. The gold slice is really interesting. It is the 11.5% that we as an industry are absolutely fixated upon. That tens of billions of dollars a year are being dumped into 11.5% of the pie. We're fixated upon finding that marketing solution to where it is you can sit back, relax, and have that cold lead come to you. And the fact of the matter is, that's probably never going to happen, regardless of what any guru says. So cautionary tale number 1, the one thing I absolutely positively want you to stop, do not do, and never consider is most likely the biggest scam that's ever hit the internet and internet marketing world, and it's called search engine optimization, SEO. And for those of you that are not incredibly familiar, allow me to give you the Reader's Digest version of that. SEO is where some guy or gal says to you, I'll get you on the first page of Google. And you're thinking to yourself, sweet, I can be mortgages in Scottsdale, mortgages in Austin, mortgages in Charlotte, home loans in Miami, home loans in Chicago, home loans in San Francisco. I could be on the front page of that. And the answer to that question is no, you cannot be. There is nothing that you can conceivably do without spending hundreds of thousands of dollars, if not millions of dollars, in competing with some of the largest corporations in the country that are buying SEO, that are buying the architecture, the gurus, and the staff that they have on hand that's going to ensure that they own the top positions. Now, is it possible that you could be on the first page of Google? That's something that nobody ever searches? Absolutely. Mortgage brokers that will do loans on little red wagons? Hey, I can get you on the first page of Google using that search term too. But it's not going to help you, and it's not going to help your business. It's the one thing that people want, but what's interesting is it's the one thing that's absolutely positively not necessary for your brand and your business. Check this out. Speaking of the aforementioned National Association of Realtors, this is an article they just did. Only 9% of buyers find agents online, the same as 10 years ago. That's astonishing when you think about it. And what that statement really means, okay? Let me read the rest of it. Despite the massive growth of online home search portals, many more consumers find their agents through referrals from friends or family, according to the National Association of Realtors data. So what they're really saying here is the person on a Saturday morning takes a ride around in a neighborhood they want to live in with their spouse. They pull out that supercomputer that's in their pocket. They go to Google. They do a general search for real estate agents in that area. They choose one. They have a 780 FICO. They have 20% down. They got money in the bank. Their debt to income ratio is at 12%. They are the slam dunk deal, right? The deals that close. These are not the people that are just willy-nilly searching the internet to find somebody, right, to maybe do the largest financial transaction that they'll ever do in their lifetime. That's not how people do business. And that's certainly not how people do business in the mortgage and real estate space. So according to NAR and look, a lot of other places, ourselves included, Referral Giant and MySMARTblog, that's just not the way that it's done. So let's jump into number 2. The second thing that I absolutely positively don't want you to do is PPC. PPC, for those of you that don't know, means pay per click. That means you fire up your old Google machine, you go on there, you plunk down $500, you set a budget of $500, $1,000, $2,000, $5,000 if you're so inclined, and you want to rate in mortgages, loans, home for sale, list your home, Zillow is a scam, Open Doors is a scam, whatever your keywords are. But did you guys know that in our sector, in 2019 and in 2020, we are in the top 3 most expensive keyword terms of anybody online. You're going to pay somewhere between $55 and $85 per click, not per lead, not per opt-in, not per telephone call, not per email address, not per name and number. So if a 12-year-old happens to be online at his mom and dad's computer because he wants to jump on the YouTube machine, he happens to see Google, he clicks on something, it just costs you 75 bucks. Not a great deal. Again, it ties back into the whole idea of trying to drive cold traffic. And then within that cold traffic, there's a lot of these boutique marketing firms that says, listen, Joe mortgage broker and Sally real estate agent, listen, here's what you need to do. You need to set up a squeeze page. And then from that squeeze page, we need to send out text messages. And then from the response to the text messages, then we need to get them into a new landing page, then to a sales page, then to a funnel. Whoa. None of that is necessary in the mortgage and real estate space. Sales funnels are great if you're selling a widget, an online course, or actually selling sales funnels themselves, see ClickFunnels and other places. They have their place in their magical tools, but not in the mortgage real estate industry. Why? Because it's not the customer journey. The customer isn't looking to jump from one place to another, to another, to another. We live in an instant gratification society. And if we don't give the information that a consumer is looking for very quickly on their journey, all you're going to get is a name and email address and phone number, not a deal that closes. Right? So if you're doing it, stop. If you're thinking about it, don't. And if you're ever approached with it, like with a coupon from Google or Bing or Yelp being the absolute worst because they charge almost double that. That's why they give away $300 worth of free credits. But simply learn how to say no. And the last one, lead generation. Come on, really? Buying leads from Lending Tree? No. Look, the deals that close, high-value borrowers, high-value families, business people, executives, whatever the case may be, they're not putting themselves into a situation to where they're just going to dump their name, phone number, and financial information into a hat to be sold off to third parties. I'm not saying lead generation and lead brokers don't provide value in what it is that they do, but the horror stories coming from Zillow, from Lending Tree, and all of these places, it's out there on your Google machine. Go check it out. You don't need to hear it from me. But the truth of the matter is, and this is an astounding statistic, did you know 4 out of every 5 people that buy leads spend significant dollars on those leads never call the leads? Why? Because telemarketing sucks. There have been billion-dollar businesses built and predicated upon this. Angie's List, Home Advisor, one and the same now, right? The aforementioned Yelp, TripAdvisor, Lending Tree, Zillow, right? We're feeding the beast. Actually, in Zillow's case, we're feeding the beast that's trying to put us out of business, not us meaning me, us meaning those in the mortgage and real estate space. Lead generation, doing that sort of thing, buying leads, it's horrifying. So this is, look, if you're on a PC right now, I want you to hit your Windows button and print screen. Or if you're on an iMac, I forget how to do a screenshot, sorry. If not, go ahead and do it the old-fashioned way. Write it down, grab your cell phone, take a picture, because this is everything that you need to know about technology right here. All right. We have been saying this for 10 years, and it rings as true today as it did in 2009 when it was first uttered. The best application of technology is to support and amplify what it is you already know works offline. If whatever you're doing on the internet in utilizing technology, software, solutions, programs, platforms, if it's not supporting your efforts of what you do amazing, which is referrals, offline, it's not worth a darn. Why continue to feed that beast? It simply doesn't make any sense. The best application of technology is to support and amplify what you already know works offline. And maybe I should have led with this, because this is the credo of our company. Now, this is really cool. Check this out. Ready? 10 years ago, MySMARTblog was labeled by industry experts as having real cutting-edge technology for those in the mortgage and real estate space and legal space. Do you know today in 2020, those same industry experts say that we have real and cutting-edge technology in the mortgage, real estate, and legal space, and other spaces too, but mortgage and real estate for now? Here's the cool part. We have never changed what it is that we've done, because we hold fast to this credo. What it is that we do for loan officers and real estate agents is to support and amplify what it is that you're doing offline. That's the key to the whole thing. And it all comes down to referrals. We support and amplify the growth and explosion of your repeat and referral business. So in conjunction, what it is that you're learning to do to really build those referral relationships, MySMARTblog is going to put a fence around it. And that's the key to the whole thing. And I'm going to share it with you now. So a part of what I talked about earlier This calls it brain hacking. I call it the customer journey. And there's really only two customer journeys today. For those borrowers and prospective customers of the age of 45 years of age and younger, they are going to require something 98% of the time. For the borrowers and prospective customers that are 45 and older, they are going to require to see this 85% of the time. So what it is that you're about to see between all age groups of borrowers is something that people need to see roughly 92% of the time. You don't need to understand the customer journey because we're going to share with you the customer journey, and it all starts right here, your Google machine. So let me lay out a scenario for you guys. I'm going to utilize, in the purpose of this illustration, being a mortgage broker, but understand this works the same for real estate agents as well. An agent, Susie over at Keller Williams, let's call it Berkshire Hathaway, right? They're a huge client of ours. Berkshire Hathaway Real Estate has a couple sitting in her office and they want to buy a home. They found the home of their dreams. Mary says to the couple, hey, you want to go ahead and give Pete a call and you want to give Jason a call. That's me. And they're like, great. She says, look, both of those guys can do an amazing job at getting a mortgage for you. Go ahead and check them out. Let them know that I sent you. Tip number one, everyone. If you and I actually believe that our name is the only name that's giving out as a referral from our real estate partners, we're fooling ourselves. I used to like to believe my real estate agents were 100% loyal to me until I sent one of my very best friends and business associates to the realtor, and not only did she not refer me as my time in the business, she referred two other people that weren't me, and she knew precisely where the deal was coming from. After feeding her 75 deals a year, every year until that very last deal. Anyway, not that I'm bitter after all these years. Anyway, when that couple leaves Mary Smith's office, the very first thing that they're going to do is put in your name. They're not putting in Leader One. They're not putting in Nexa Mortgage. They're not putting in whatever mortgage company. The brand, the company, has very little credence to the customer. Too often we fall in love to whom it is that we work with or work for, up to and including ourselves. We think our corporate brand is the thing that's going to make all the difference in the world. That customer could care less. And in fact, research has shown us that most people have had negative experiences towards corporate brands. So those that tout their corporate brand too much often lose out on many deals. What that couple is really interested in is, Pete Smith and Jason, and they're going to Google that. And here's what happens. We call that referral validation. And you're going to learn a lot about that on the Referral Giant side. But they need to validate that referral. And it doesn't matter where that referral comes from. It could come from their priest, their pastor, their mother, their father, their thoracic surgeon, their boss. It could come from, the CEO of Intel. It could come from anywhere. People are always going to validate the information. To whom gives it to them, they have to be credible enough for that person to even take it seriously. So once they take it seriously, they're going to go to Google and they're going to validate who is John Smith, who is Pete Smith. And when they Google that, right, as a part of the validation process, this is what we call the credibility gap. From the time that they enter your name in on Google to what actually appears on Google. And in most cases, 8 out of 10 times when somebody puts in your first name and your last name, there is a massive disconnect as to who you are, what you do, how long you've been doing it. Consider this for a moment. If a real estate agent says, hey, Jason is amazing, 25 years in the industry, has done thousands of loans, has helped thousands of people, he's simply the best. You go online, or the client goes online, they look you up and they see nothing, they're not going to try to proactively find you. See, 15 years ago, right, what would happen is I would have picked up the phone, I would have a conversation with the loan officer or the real estate agent, and we get to know each other. I'd share with them what it is that I want to do, what I want to achieve, what I'm up against, or the type of house that I want, the neighborhood that I want. And if we had good vibe, good energy, we got along really well, we respected one another, we would do business together. But getting people to commit to a telephone call today is tantamount to getting people to commit to marriage. Their time and their eyes are far too precious to be kicking the tires of people on the telephone when everything that it is that they want to see and know and do is right there online. Here's an interesting little story. It actually happened less than a week ago at the time of this recording anyway. My son has a basketball website, and one of the things that he does is he buys and sells sports memorabilia, from pictures to cards to, figurines, Kobe Bryant, Magic Johnson, Michael Jordan, old school, new school. Anyway, he came across this picture of a Phoenix Suns player that was signed. And he said, Dad, check this out. It was, I don't know, 10 bucks or whatever it was, right? It wasn't a whole lot of money. I think I should buy it. My first question out of my mouth was, does it have a certificate of authenticity to say, hey, this signature is real and it's credible? Yeah. It's this company called NW Signatures. Well, getting to know this whole, card flipping and memorabilia thing, the things that my son and I have learned is Beckett is big in a company called PSA, being PSA certified, right? So I'm like, NW Signatures, never heard of them. That's all right. What did I do? I went to the old Google machine over here. I typed in NW Signatures and nothing came up. I'm like, man, that's weird. Okay. So I said, let me try again. Let me try NW Signatures for autographs as my search. And nothing came up. And I said to my son, no dice. I mean, think about it. If I can't find any information on a company that's going to verify the authenticity of a signature on like a $10 buy that he was going to flip for like 20, 25, something like that, we're not going to do it. Because what's going to happen? We put it up on his website. We say that it comes with a certificate of authenticity. It comes from NW Signatures. And guess what? A potential buyer is going to do the same thing. And there's going to be this massive credibility gap. So if my son and I are doing this on a $10 purchase, you don't think for a moment that somebody isn't going to do this on a $250,000, $500,000, $700,000 purchase or refinance or new home build or whatever the case may be? They absolutely, positively are. How you're going to win and lose in this market in 2020 as we're emerging coming from a pandemic, as people are looking for individuals to guide them, professionals that will guide them through something that they've never had to experience before. That credibility gap and how it's filled is more critical now than ever. My mom always said you never get a second chance to make a first impression. Now, my guy on the right, for some millennials, he's rad. And if I was getting a tattoo, of which I don't have any because I'm scared to death of needles, that'd be my guy. And I'm not saying that wouldn't be my guy to do a mortgage, right? Times have changed. But the fact of the matter is, there are two entirely distinct impressions. But this is always one outside of the signature. I love using this example, and I hope everybody, if they're like the autograph thing didn't jive with you, I think this one will. Uptown Furniture Warehouse. They're a bomb, kind of upscale, nouveau sort of furniture. And let's say, for example, your friend calls you and says, hey, congratulations on the new home. You guys should go to Uptown. We furnished our whole house in Uptown. They are absolutely the best. You guys are going to love them. Remember when you're over the house and you love this and you love that? That's all from Uptown. Go there, right? Mention my name, you'll get a discount. And so you go to your Google machine. You're like, geez, Uptown is like 60 miles from here. All right, I'm going to go. So you pile everybody into the car. You make the 60-mile trek and you get out there and there's nothing. You'd be really disappointed and you would just move on. And maybe you give your friend an earful. But the fact of the matter is, if your referral partner has taken the time to build you up as a subject matter expert, as a successful professional, and they go online to validate all that they've heard, and it's just this big empty void on the internet, no good. Or even worse, the old business card, billboard websites. In fact, I don't think I have one available. Let me see here. I'm going to pick on realty executives in Scottsdale. I'm so sorry. It's not what I mean to do, because I know there are people out here that are clients of ours. If it actually pulls up on this recording, whatever. So you can be mad, but it's not anything that I haven't told anybody specifically to their face or on a webinar. Okay? Let's just pick somebody out. Doesn't matter who it is. But let's go to Brad. I don't know. Brad seems good. I don't know Brad, so I'm going to pick him, and that way I'm not hurting anybody's feelings. So here you are, right? Brad has been just absolutely, just put on a pedestal as the best. He lists and sells homes faster than anybody. He'll sell your home in 14 minutes, and he'll give you a moving truck, and he's got a power team and the 6 o'clock news team. He's got, I don't know, all this stuff. And this is where you come, and that's it. You got a little bit of a background, a little bit of a dossier. Hey, he's been in the business for 34 years, but that's all it says. He's got no website. This is a business card. This is a business card. So on the flip side of that, I don't think I have it. I don't. I wish I did. We have a client. We took her from a business card website to something else. I really wish I could show you if I think of it as we go on. Not a huge deal. You guys are getting at my understanding here. There's a lot of websites out there that just simply are no good. They simply don't provide any value whatsoever in the sense of really doing and providing information, propping you up to be everything that person said you were, right? There is a solution. So let's go off script for a second. I want to show you guys a couple things. Okay. Let's start with James Whitener. James Whitener, give you guys a little background. There's James right there. He is a mortgage broker here in Scottsdale, Arizona. For most of his career, he spent his time selling season tickets to companies for the Coyotes, our NHL ice hockey team. That's what he did. And he got absolutely burned out. That's a tough business, doing cold sales to companies to buy suites and season tickets to ice hockey in the desert. I'm just telling you, it's not as easy and as glamorous as it sounds. James has made an amazing transition over to the mortgage space. So much so, I believe he's been recognized in the top 50 originators in this state for I don't know how long now. But here's the deal. Here's what we're talking about. This is talking about branding an individual. This is the key to the whole thing. When somebody gives out James Whitener's name and they go to Google, they're going to land and see 4 things on the homepage of Google. The first thing is his website, jameswhitener.com. This is a site that we put together for him. We do what we call brand consistency, or we build the website to allow people to know that you are a local expert. So this is of the Scottsdale area where he lives and he works, and people can resonate with that. Who's this? This is James. This is how I get a hold of James, and this is where James works. That's important. The brand is most important, branding yourself. James didn't brand, James Whitener C2 Financial. It wasn't James Whitener, the power team, or anything along those lines, right? It's jameswhitener.com. Why? Because what are people Googling when they're referring him? James Whitener. So they come here first. And the very first thing that strikes people is that James updates his website every day, Monday through Friday, except for federal holidays. And this immediately makes James a subject matter expert. In fact, we have analytics on all of our websites for our clients. Most people come down here and see this. They're saying, holy smokes, James has 133 pages of content. That immediately makes him a subject matter expert to the person that's visiting his site. And by the way, James never wrote a thing. One of the things that we do, because we understand the importance that content is king in the referral world, is that we update everybody's website on a daily basis with content relevant to the mortgage and real estate industry, right? Not everything's got to be hardcore like today, low maintenance landscaping to improve curb appeal, loan programs for low income borrowers, how the coronavirus impact our real estate economy. So, all these different things. What is a reverse mortgage? What's the difference between a 15 and 30-year mortgage? Qualify with a larger mortgage with a cosign, right? We've been doing this for 10 plus years. We work with the largest banks and lending institutions in the country. Our compliance department in 10 years has never had to deal with an issue in terms of content. We don't talk about rates. Why would anybody want to talk about rates anyway on their website? Because you don't even know the type of program or credit situation is going to be in. So I don't understand why people try to tease people with rates, because it's just no good. It doesn't work. But I'll tell you the one thing that works really well for James, who doesn't even use his C2 financial website anymore, he uses this exclusively, is content is king and people see him as a subject matter expert. So not only do we post this to his website every day, we then syndicate it out to his social media platforms on a daily basis as well. We make, brand, and build his Facebook business page, his LinkedIn, and his Twitter. Now you may say, hey, Jason, why do you pick those three? No problem. Facebook is where families are. So your middle to upper middle class families that are looking to purchase or refinance or list their home, they're on Facebook and they're validating who it is they want to do business with. They're seeking referrals, right, from people on Facebook. On LinkedIn, your C-level executives and higher, your entrepreneurs, well, they want to know the type of real estate professional or mortgage professional that they're working with. They want to see your resume. They want to see your dossier. They want to see your background. They want to see your track record of success. If you're the type of person that can manage this really important asset and transaction for them, LinkedIn is a huge deal. In fact, we got people that all they do is work with corporate relocation departments across the country. And this LinkedIn and what we do for LinkedIn has won them more accounts like that, mortgage brokers and real estate agents. It's absolutely unbelievable. And Twitter, so full disclosure here, I believe Twitter's digital diarrhea. But let me say this, it doesn't matter what I think, because millennials want to see that you're on Twitter, that you're active on Twitter, that you're not talking about politics, religion, philosophy, or heck, even sports. And we never talk about any of those things. These things are platforms that showcase you as a local celebrity in your marketplace. But there's truly an unintended and intended consequence. And what do I mean by that? Because we're marketing and building a brand specifically around your name, not a team, but a name, not a company, but your name, the thing that people are going to do business with, you now control the narrative on Google. So when somebody puts your name into Google, your website, your Facebook business page, your LinkedIn, and your Twitter, all built the same way, all designed the same way, are the things that come up. And they won't have a reason to go search somebody else because they're able to easily and efficiently validate James or Scott Moyes, right? Who is a gigantic producer with First United Mortgage Group in Texas. An enormous producer, and his only website is this one. And I'm not saying that you guys shouldn't have corporate portals, because I think they're great. In the case of James, right, people can, get a rate quote, they can apply, they do all those things, and that takes them outside of here. But Scott has the same sort of thing, scottmoyes.com. Why? Because we're branding Scott. Who is Scott? That's Scott. How do you get a hold of Scott? It's right there. Oh, what did Scott write about today? Oh, wonderful. And yesterday. And then people can keep going to the next page, next page, next page, and next page. He's absolutely one of the biggest producers in Dallas, Texas. And we've been working with Scott for a number of years now. Why? Because we built a brand around him. That repeat and referral business is who? It's Scott, it's James, it's you, right? Content is king, and then sharing it out on your social media platforms. That is truly what it's all about. We call it, or at least this slide anyway, calls it a dynamic online presence. Really, that's not it, guys. It's a profitable online presence, right? Deals that close. So when somebody gives out your name and they go to your website and they validate you more than, hey, check out my listings, or hey, check out my loan programs, or hey, give me a call. None of that matters. People want to get to know you, the individual. And this gives people a peek, a pathway to you knowing what it is that you know, saying what it is that you know, becoming an expert, having reviews, having all your reviews on your website, all of these different things, and then being able to go to social media and validate who you are. That's what a profitable online presence that leads to ensuring that you're getting all the referrals that you should be getting, because there is no credibility gap. And now what do you have in its place? You have deals that close. By the way, some ancillary things, what you're going to find out about most of your websites is they're not responsive. They don't work across Android and iPhone and iPad and the Samsung tablet and iMacs and PCs. If you think that people are going to work and scrunch and expand and do all this other kind of stuff to read your website, you're 100% wrong. The other thing that's really important, guys, is this little guy right down here. Most of your websites out there are not ADA compliant. Go ahead and look up the National Real Estate Post. The guys over at NREP, they did a post not too long ago where tens of thousands of mortgage brokers, banks, credit unions, and title companies are being sued because they're not ADA compliant. Ours have always been compliant and have been for years, because we want to assist those with disabilities, because it's a really big deal and it's the right thing to do. Those little nuances really matter, but so do the responsiveness, because if you're not in this world here, right, those two phones and that iPad, and if your site isn't bomb and user friendly, it doesn't matter, right? Bob Romallo, I love this. He's one of our real estate agents, actually in Berkshire Hathaway, right? BobRomallo.com. This is an example of his website. You're going to see the brand consistency going across the board to his Facebook page, to his LinkedIn page. Companies spend millions of dollars every year to build their brand. But as an individual, having that brand consistency is really, truly simple. Why? Because we'll put it across all your platforms. It gives your prospective borrower or customer, puts their mind at ease that they're still dealing with the same person. The same with Catherine Keller right up there in Washington, right? We built something, kind of shows local to her area, consistent across the platform. If you were to Google Catherine Jean Keller, Facebook, her name, right, her website, her LinkedIn, and she likes to do Pinterest, which is kind of cool. She controls the narrative of who she is. There's no credibility gap there. Automatic social media sharing. We post the content on a daily basis, Monday through Friday, right? And we syndicate that out. It is the best possible way to build your repeat and referral business. So you're going to get the training on how to expand what it is that you already do successfully on Referral Giant. Now you're going to have the ability to build a brand that's in demand with MySMARTblog. And that's a huge deal. And I didn't want to take up any more time. Usually our webinars are super long. I was trying to make this super condensed for us here today. Just know that you have the opportunity after watching this video right below. You can set a one-on-one with myself, or we can take a look at what it is that you're doing, and let's see if it makes sense. And let's see if we have a solution for you. If we do, great. If we don't, awesome. If I can help you in any way with Referral Giant or this, that's what I love to do. But if you're ready to move forward, we'll also have that option on this page too. Look, 2020, 2021, and beyond is about the age of the person. You're not Zillow, you're not Amazon, you're not Wells Fargo, you're not Bank of America, or Rocket Mortgage. You don't have the funds to try to build a corporate brand. Use the most successful brand that's at your fingertips. And here's the cool part. There's no competition with your name. While everybody out there else is trying to stubble in SEO and PPC and try to compete for, mortgage loans or home loans in Austin, Texas, or home loans in Seattle or home loans in Portland, Oregon, while people are trying to compete and win in that world, which they never will, nobody's ever going to compete with your name. Why would they? You totally dominate that sector of the marketing world, which, by the way, is the most powerful. Guys, it's been my absolute pleasure to spend a few minutes with you. I know I went on a little bit. I get really passionate about this, have been for the last 10 years. Schedule a one-on-one with me. I love to sit with you. I love to chat, go through a personal one-on-one plan and Referral Giant together. It's a powerful course. I have been through it at least 4 times, and I'm not even kidding you. It's a powerful thing. Set that one-on-one, or if you're ready to get started, keep on scrolling down past this video, and we will see you on the other side. Make it an amazing day.